What's up, guys? Welcome to Simply Fishing. Got a couple of cool things on my mind today. Gonna talk about meeting a celebrity or somebody, famous person, or you know, somebody that you may have looked up to that you haven't met, and how they act and respond when you meet them in person, and your feelings on all that. I know some of us have had good experience with that, and some have had bad. And today, I definitely want to share a good experience. So hang around, and I'll tell you what it's all about as soon as we get back. Alright, guys, thanks for being here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon with me. That's when I'm filming. Don't know when you're going to watch, but thanks for being here. And like I talked about before when I first started, and of course with the title, you already know, most of you don't know who I'm talking about. I was fortunate enough to get to meet somebody that I look up to and have followed for several years now, none other than the Flukemaster himself, Gene Jenson. I just happened to put in on Gunnersville this past Saturday at the same ramp as he did, and at the time we were the only two there, so I got to meet him, shake hands, you know, introduce myself, blah blah. And I just got to tell you, he is one of the nicest people that translates over from famous life, YouTube life, however you want to say it, that I have come across so far. And just how you see him on video, that's how he is. There's no, you know, he's a genuinely nice guy, super good angler. And if you guys have not checked his channel out, I will leave the description and in below, and check him out. And if you like what he does, subscribe to his channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I hope you will find enjoyment and value in it, and subscribe to mine as well. But please check Gene out. I got to talk with him briefly after the tournament as well. Talked about it was a rough day. He had found some fish, I'd found some fish, and what a good experience. And it, even though my tournament day wasn't very good, I actually went away from it feeling better than when I started, just because I had a good experience. And so, Gene, if you do ever get to see this, thanks, buddy. I appreciate the way you treated me. If you treat all your fans that way, that will explain your success. So you hang in there, keep doing what you're doing. And on to the next little project for the day, getting bites. It is August, blistering hot. No, almost anywhere that's gonna see my video, and especially here in North Alabama, it has been a brutal summer. And so many people that, and it's odd to me that I go out on a day and I'll have 15 or 20 bites for the day, and then other anglers come in at the ramp and they say the same. Man, we caught them, we caught them. And then in comes 3 or 4 in a row. Man, we couldn't get a bite all day, could not get a bite. Well, guys, that's tough. That's tough mentally. It's tough physically when you're out here in the blistering sun all day, just trying to enjoy it, and you're not getting anything accomplished. What I have learned is you gotta scale down. If you're fortunate enough to be, you know, pretty far along in your abilities as an angler, you'll begin to learn how to find fish better and faster as time goes on. But for you guys that are still struggling on these, especially in the brutal part of summer, and I've talked about this before, when it is so hot, these fish are going to move deep, they're going to move in the shade, They're going to be related to deep water normally. Cover or structure that's adjacent to deep water is excellent. And one thing that I found is to go small. The little drop shot rig is one of my go-to baits. Now, tournament wise, this is a great bait for finding some fish, and it not to say that it will not catch a big fish, but it will also let the smaller fish that are not intimidated at all grab your bait. But if you're going out fishing on these days, and this Alabama summers are brutal, and you're not getting bit, you got to scale down. You got to really scale down. Cover a lot of different spots. The wind is completely changed. I know my camera's probably getting faced back into the wind. It's not what I wanted, or in the sun. But you've got to get bites in order to determine where these fish are. No bites, no fish. You might as well stay home and fish in the toilet. This little bait will put you on some fish. Now what happens to me, and I can talk a good game on video, but I get lulled into getting bites. And I will get a bite on the little worm, or a finesse jig, or a grub. And man, since I'm getting bites, I'm gonna keep throwing it. I throw all my schooling kind of out the window. What I should be doing, and I'm gonna give this advice: don't do as I do, do as I say. When you get on an area and you get 4, 5, 6 bites within just a few minutes, man, I'm getting bites now. Everything's looking up. Upsize your bait just a little bit. If you're throwing a 4-inch worm or a 3-inch grub or something, go a little bigger. Go back across those same areas and work it again, and just to see. Now, that doesn't mean that every single time you're going to go catch a big fish, but you got to try to push off some of these smaller ones, because a lot of times they'll be grouped up with the big ones. They'll run in first and be what we used to call, or my grandpa called, little bait stealers, which that's a lot of brim talk, but it's the same in bass fishing. Those little ones are not scared to grab a little worm, and they will run in and grab it before anything else can get a hold of it. So if you're getting bites, go ahead and upsize. Use this little bait as your search bait. Point to point, to pocket to pocket. Once you get on somewhere that you have found, man, I've got 2 or 3 bites in this one spot, upsize. Don't hesitate. Don't forget, and all of a sudden you're 3 hours into your trip, and man, I just ain't getting nothing. Cover some ground, and when chances are, when you find some fish in the summer, there's going to be more beside them, because they will be grouped up. Just a little bit of advice to get us going, and if I could follow that advice to a T, I could probably win a lot of money in tournaments, because I get a lot of bites. And before I started scaling down and using this as my search bait, I might go for hours and never get a bite, and just be completely melted down by that point. But this is oh, there's one now. There we go, while I'm talking. This is probably not going to be a big one, but it goes right along with what I'm saying. I love it, I love it. And I don't miss very many fish on this rig. This little drop shot rig, when you tie that hook just right, man, it is awesome. Sometimes they do wet me. Get up here, Junior. All right. We want to get him back in. Don't want to keep him out too long. And I'm gonna show you right here. You can see that. I think that hook is in the roof of the mouth, and that's where it is almost every single time with this little drop shot rig. Bass, drop shot equals success. You guys hang out. I'm gonna retie, see if we can get another one.